Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
Developed for athletes of all sports, PSM's Edge training program is a personalized, high-intensity experience designed to help you outperform the competition. Whether you're looking to enhance your speed, strength, power, agility, or overall fitness, our expert training staff will build a program that adapts to your schedule while maximizing your overall performance. Now accepting athletes 12 years old and up. Get started today. Schedule your free evaluation at psmsports.com/edge.
I started playing football when I was 4 years old in the Cub Football League at Leo. My freshman year of high school, I really started to notice that there was something different about how I played compared to what some other people were playing like. So then I started to develop more. I started to see the results, and then being able to go to Iowa was a big opportunity for me. Being able to train here at PSM has really given me an edge over my competitors. Working on my speed, and that's the name of the game nowadays, is who's the fastest guy on the field. Being able to put my body in different positions to allow me to be in the best position during the game. It's so important to not take those days off and just get into a place like PSM where they have flexible hours, and it's good for college athletes to come in and just train.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
At PSM Sports Therapy, recovery is more than getting you back to your sport. It's about building a stronger version of you. Our team of experts uses state-of-the-art technology to build personalized care plans that get you healthy and back in action safely. With no physician order needed, contact us directly to receive top-quality care exactly when you need it. Call 260-266-4007. Visit one of our Fort Wayne locations or go to psmsports.com to learn more.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Parkview Field. This is the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic here on SummitCitySports.com. Technically day 3. Day 4 we had the rainouts, but day 3, this would have been day 4, but technically as it is day 3 in the schedule, this is a little Ohio matchup for you. Fairview versus Hicksville. Fairview is the home team on the scoreboard. They are from Sherwood, Ohio, and Hicksville is from the nearby town of Hicksville, nearby to Sherwood, that is, in northwest Ohio, not too far from the Indiana state line. And these teams do have very different records coming into this ball game. Hicksville comes into this game at 3-7. Fairview, however, comes into this game at 11-3 on the year. Most recently, they went on the road and beat Wayne Trace by a final score of 5-2. This will be their second game straight. Fairview will get a break tomorrow before they go back home to play Eden this coming Friday. It'll be about 5 p.m., and then they'll have another home game on Monday as they host Elida. And then 2 more home games. Bryan and Liberty Center will go to Fairview on Tuesday, May 5th, and Thursday, May 7th. That's what's coming up for the Fairview Apaches. Try to give you a little information about these Apaches. I believe I have their stats here with me. Yeah, I'll pull them up right now. Noah Scheininger is a guy who's been producing very well for the Apaches. He's got 11 RBIs on the year, but Anthony Singer is the leading run producer with 14 RBIs on the season. 3 Apaches have homers this year. Noah Scheininger has one, Gavin Palladino has one, and Logan Olinger also has one. So those are the top hitters for the Fairview Apaches. Again, Hicksville, as their lineup is being announced right now by Chris Darby. They come in at 3-7 on the year. I know Eli Lawrence is one of the top hitters, top run producers, that is, on this roster. Of course, you've probably heard Eli in some of his broadcasts here on Summit City Sports. He's done football, he's done basketball for us. But today he's playing. He's on the baseball field today. Speaking of Eli Lawrence, on the season, looks like he's batting an even .300 at this point of the season. 9 hits on the year. And the reason it's, my apologies, it's taken so long, I got a bunch of pages to have to turn through, but Eli Lawrence does have 7 RBIs this season. He actually is the team leader in runs batted in. Actually, he's tied for that lead. And I believe he's tied with Jaden Beverly. Jaden Beverly with 7 RBIs, Eli Lawrence with 7 RBIs on the season. But Hicksville trying to get in the win column today against the Fairview Aces. Most recently, they took on Tenora. That was last night. It was a home game for the Aces. And they lost that one 3-1. Before that, they played on Thursday, April 23rd against Antwerp. That was on the road, but it was a win for Hicksville. 13-1 was the final score. Their other 2 wins coming against Eden at home and also on the road against Fremont. That's Fremont High School right here in Indiana. So this is, I believe, Hicksville's second trip to the great state of Indiana this season. I don't think Fairview's made any trips to here in Fort Wayne, but it's time for the national anthem, so we'll come back in a minute.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Back here just about ready for baseball here on SummitCitySports.com. It is the Hicksville Aces taking on the Fairview Apaches. 2 teams from Northwest Ohio, not very far from the Indiana state line. In fact, Hicksville is basically just across state lines from Harlan, Indiana. Sherwood's about another, 15, 20 minutes down the road from Hicksville. Go through Hicksville, there's a chance that depending on where you turn, you'll end up turning towards Sherwood. Again, that is where Fairview High School is located. Hicksville, they are the visitors on the scoreboard. That's Fairview out on the field defensively. Here's the lineup for Hicksville. Colin Lavelle, the second baseman, will lead things off. He'll be followed by the center fielder, Jaden Beverly. Eli Lawrence is the catcher. He bats third. Jet Keysbury is the designated hitter. He'll bat cleanup. Third baseman, Deacon Bell, bats fifth. First baseman Wyatt Bell bats sixth. Shortstop Cole Yeaser bats seventh. Right fielder Garrett Turnbull bats eighth. And left fielder Michael Bleck will round out the batting order. Here's the defense for the Fairview Apaches. Jonah Scheininger is the starting first baseman. Calvin Kepler is the starting second baseman. Logan Olinger starts at short. Anthony Singer starts at third. Shady Fritsch starts out in left field. The center fielder is Gavin Garza. And the right fielder is Noah Scheininger. Behind the plate is Hunter Miller. And Elijah Arend is the starting pitcher for the Apaches today here at Parkview Field. Again, the Apaches come in at 11-3 overall. The Aces, on the other hand, come in at 3-7, looking for an upset win. And there have been some close games here at Parkview Field, so you can look at the difference in records and think, well, this game's probably going to be a blowout, but that's not always the case, especially here at Parkview Field. We've had close games between one team that's having a really good season and another team that hasn't been having quite the season that they'd like. Now, Elijah Arend has pitched 23 and a third innings this year. He has one of the lowest ERAs on the Apaches rotation, a 1.2 ERA so far, 16 strikeouts, only 2 walks. Has got 22 hits. I think with the hits is, can you bounce back from those and strand the runners? First pitch looked like it missed inside. I believe that's going to be ball 1 to Colin Lavelle. Indeed it is. That's what it says on the video board. Hicksville in the red. Fairview is in the yellow jerseys and black pants. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 2-1. Swing and a miss and a strikeout. Elijah Aaron gets the first man he faces, and he'll face Jaden Beverly next in the order. Jaden Beverly is having a pretty good season this year for Hicksville. Takes that one on the bottom of the zone for a called strike. Beverly 7 RBIs this year. He comes up with nobody on, however. Swing and a miss, got out in front of that breaking ball. And he's quickly behind in the count 0-2. Elijah Aaron trying to settle in here in the first inning. And Beverly puts that one on the ground for a base hit, past the reach of Anthony Singer, and the Aces have a man aboard. The Aces get the first hit of the game, and here is Eli Lawrence. Lawrence, one of the top run producers for these Aces so far this year. 7 RBIs on the season, and he comes up with a man on first. There goes the runner. Slapped down the right field line. That's getting out of play. Little hit and run, it looked like, as Beverly was taken off for second. An announcement came from Chris Darby asking fans to return all foul balls to the nearest dugout. Throw back to first. Not in time. Beverly's safe. That's some of the Hicksville fans out there in the Ruoff Mortgage lawn seats out behind the right center field fence. Fouled off again, and that's into the upper deck. Well, Lawrence comes out swinging on this first at bat, trying to move that runner. Breaking ball, and it hits him. And the Aces have runners on first and second. That's going to send up Jet Kingsbury. I believe Kingsbury's batting .345 on the season. 10 hits this year, 8 of them singles, and he comes up with runners in scoring position, or a runner in scoring position. Lawrence at first. Beverly's the man in scoring position at second. First one misses off the plate, make it 1-0. We've got college baseball after this game's done. That's Trine versus Manchester. Of course, both Trine and Manchester have had to make some long bus rides, or would have to make some long bus rides to get here. On the ground towards second, Calvin Kepler has it. He'll get the out at second, relay to first, got him, double play. 4-6-3 double play to get the Apaches out of the inning. Logan Olinger with the relay from second base. And again, it's 4-6-3 in the scorebook. We'll take another look at the replay brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. The Aces had a threat going, but the grounder to second, well played by Kepler. He had time to get the runner, and a good strong throw from Olinger to complete the double play at first. And that'll send us to the bottom of the first inning. And before we go to the bottom of the first inning, I'll go ahead and give you the lineup for the Fairview Apaches. Pitcher Elijah Aaron leads things off. He'll be followed by the shortstop Logan Olinger. Left fielder Shady Fritsch bats third. He'll be followed by the cleanup man Anthony Singer, who's also the starting third baseman for these Apaches. Right fielder Noah Scheininger bats fifth. He'll be followed by Gavin Palladino, the designated hitter. Batting seventh is Gavin Garza. Batting eighth is the catcher Hunter Miller. Batting ninth is the second baseman who just started that double play, Calvin Kepler. Defensively for the Aces, Wyatt Bell starts at first base. Colin Lavelle starts at second. Cole Yeaser starts at short. Deacon Bell starts at third base. In left field, it's Michael Bleck. In center field, it's Jaden Beverly. In right field, it's Garrett Turnbull. Eli Lawrence is the catcher, and Easton Adams is the starting pitcher for the Hicksville Aces. Adams has 8 strikeouts coming into this game. He's tied for second on the team in that total. My apologies for it's taken me so long to give you any more information. I've got 5 pages worth of information of stats for the Aces so far this season. We got a lot to flip through. That's all that means. As the leadoff hitter Elijah Aaron is about to step up for the Apaches. That is in there for a called strike. Adams comes out finding the strike zone early on in this ball game. Aaron batting .380 on the season. That second pitch misses outside. Aaron has 7 RBIs this year. Right now he's looking to get the Apaches their first base runner of the game. And he takes inside. Call is that it did not hit him, so it's ball 2. It means Aaron's ahead in the count, but it does not allow him to take first just yet. The 2-1 is down for a ball. Of course, we got other action on Summit City Sports this evening. We've got the MVP Boys Basketball All-Star Game as this ball is popped up to the right side. That's going out of play into that right field concourse. Fly ball lifted into shallow right center field, and that is dropped. Turnbull had to make a diving effort and could not make the catch. I imagine they'll score that as a hit for Aaron. We'll see. Well, I'm going to score it as a hit for now, just because that was not an easy catch. Was it playable? I'm sure Turnbull will tell you he probably should have caught it, but not an easy catch to make. So I'm going to score it as a hit for Elijah Aaron. And here is Logan Olinger. First pitch swinging, and Olinger fouls it off. Olinger batting .302 on the year. And he takes that one off the plate. 12 RBIs this year. He's number 2 on the roster. Throw back to first, and Aaron is in safely. Aaron gets his secondary lead. That's going to be ball 2. And the Apaches just played last night against Wayne Trace. That's downstairs. The runner takes off. Aaron's going to be safe at second. No throw at all. And already the Apaches have a threat going. Wyatt Bell, the first baseman, comes in on the grass. Ball 4. Olinger is aboard, and it's runners on first and second for the Aces. And Shady Fritsch will be the next man up. Fritsch batting .400 on the season, 7 RBIs, and he comes up with a golden chance. for the Apaches. Wyatt Bell playing in on the grass at first. Squares to bunt, pushes it left, but it's foul. Fritch wanted to step out, and he does. We'll see if he squares to bunt again. Against the first baseman, Bell, who's playing in. Throw goes back to second. They had a chance, but Aaron just digs in. So right now with Bell playing in at first, you would think that if Fritch is going to bunt here, he's looking to push it left again. He does square, but he pulled it back. Deacon Bell playing almost even with the bag, not quite even with the bag at third. With a 1-1 count. They're appealing to see if Fritch got the bat back, and they're saying he did. That's what the second base umpire was signaling. Aaron gets his lead, and that's pop foul. Another bunt attempt, so now Fritch can bunt here, but if he does, it's risky because if he fouls it off, it's a strikeout. So I'd probably think he'd be swinging away. He's a 400 hitter on the year. The reason you bunt there with nobody out and 2 on is to try and move the runners into scoring position, but now I got to think he's swinging away. He is, and he strikes out. Easton Adams with a huge strikeout. Keeps the runners at bay for now. Now Anthony Singer is going to come to the plate. And I believe that's the son, I could be wrong about this, I believe that's the son of Andy Singer, the head coach for Fairview. Anthony hitting .367 with 14 RBIs. He comes up with an RBI chance here. But a double play is in order. Fairview got out of the bottom of the first with a double play. Hicksville's trying to do the same, or at least get back-to-back strikeouts or maybe a pop-out to try and keep these runners where they are. Singer wanted time. It's granted to him. They scored that last pitch as a strike. I thought it was called a ball. But the scoreboard here says 0-1, so that's why I'll change my scoreboard on the screen. Aaron with a big lead, and that one's way inside. We'll score it as a 1-1 count. Anthony Singer, the leading run producer for these Apaches. And that is in there for a called strike. And yes, it is a 1-2 count. So my apologies, folks. Do have it corrected now, but a big pitch coming up as Adams misses upstairs. Still got a chance to get an out here with Singer at the plate and keep these runners with where they are. Singer trying to get Fairview on the board. Noah Scheininger's the man on deck. There goes the runner from second on the ground toward third. Throw's going to come to first. It is in time. Aaron gets to third. Olinger gets to second. And Fairview does have runners in scoring position, but there's now 2 outs. Cole Yeaser makes the throw. And now Noah Scheininger will stand in. Noah Scheininger, a .250 hitter on the year. He does have 11 RBIs, so he's been able to cash in with runners on base. Scheininger also has a home run this year. He's one of 3 Apaches to go yard. Now, it's not as easy to go yard here at Parkview Field as it is in your typical high school ball field. It's 335 to left field here at Parkview Field, 400 to dead center. That is bounced foul. 315 down the right field line. I don't know exactly what the dimensions are at Fairview or at Hicksville. I've driven by those ball fields, but haven't gone in to see a game over there. But I got to imagine that they're probably a lot shorter than the dimensions here. This ball is lifted shallow right center. Lavelle is back. It's his call and his catch. And the Aces get out of the inning. 2 runners reach base for the Apaches, but no damage done. We'll go to the second when we come back on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Thad Goff. Matt Jackson is my cameraman for this ball game. Both teams have gotten runners on first and second. In fact, Fairview actually got runners to second and third, but they were not able to get any runs out of the deal. Jet Keysbury grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in the top of the first. When Hicksville had runners on first and second, those runners on first and second were all that the Aces could muster. Deacon Bell will start things off for the Aces here in the top half of the second. Bell has played in all 10 games this season. He's had 32 plate appearances. Looks like he's hitting 143 on the year, 3 hits this season. And he comes up to start off the second inning. That's hit towards short. And bobbled at short by Olinger, and his throw's not in time. And I got to think that's going to go as an error on Olinger over at short. Either way, Hicksville does get their first runner aboard in this game. First runner aboard in this inning. Third runner who's reached base. And Wyatt Bell will stand in. Wyatt Bell's played in 9 of the Aces' 10 games this year. Did he go? They're going to say he did. Bell batting .192 on the season. Throw back to first. It's not in time. Deacon Bell reaching on that error. Wyatt Bell is the first baseman for the Aces. Swing and a miss. Aaron put some heat on that fastball. It's unfortunate they don't have the speed of the pitches showing on the video board. Some ballparks will do that. But here's the 0-2 delivery. It's down and away. Aaron lost his hat in the wind. And that one almost hits him. Wyatt's able to back out of the way. The count runs to 2-2. Laced the other way, base hit. It's bobbled out in right field by Scheininger. Second hit of the day for the Aces, and they've got another threat going. Cole Yeaser, the shortstop, steps to the plate for Hicksville. Hicksville just 3 wins this year. After losing their last game to Tenora, they're looking for a bounce-back performance against the Apaches. Boy, Olinger comes way in on the infield grass from short, and this ball is elevated to shallow left. Fritsch comes in, long way to run. It drops in front of him. They're going to get the out at second and also tag the runner out at short, or tag the runner out at second. That should be a double play. The umpires are going to discuss this. That should be a double play. Because there was a force out at second. I didn't think that Bell ever moved. And right now it looks like there's 2 men standing on first. Yeah, so that's Bell who's standing at second. Let's take another look at this replay. It's brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Yeah, there the ball drops, and that's a long way that Fritsch had to run. But yeah, you can see that Bell never moves from first, but they're only going to give him 1 out. I thought that should have been a double play. I'm not really sure why the call was made that way. But yeah, that should have been a double play. Swing and a miss by Cole Yeaser. By Garrett Turnbull. I'm really not sure why Olinger came all the way in on the grass like he did. You have a double play in order, which they still do with there only being 1 out as this ball's fouled off. The count goes to 0-2. Down and away for ball 1. So it looks like that's Bell at second base, Deacon Bell, and Wyatt Bell at first. So they must have called that Yeaser ran past Wyatt Bell, which would mean that Yeaser is out. That ball's grounded past the bound, or past the third base line. It's foul. Nowhere near the mound. And the count remains 1-2. Garrett Turnbull, the batter. Michael Bleck is the man on deck for Hicksville. Swing and a miss. Elijah Aaron gets his second strikeout of the game. So with 2 outs, Michael Bleck will come to the plate. Wind is blowing out toward right field. You can see the flags out beyond the right center field fence. They are blowing out toward the right field foul pole as that first pitch is taken or swung on and missed for strike 1. Michael Bleck, the 9-hole hitter in the order, trying to either get a run home for Hicksville and get him on the board. He grounds that one to short. Olinger bobbles it. He's going to step on the bag and get the out. Olinger's had some trouble over there at shortstop, but he stays with it to get the final out in the top of the second. It's a big recovery by Olinger, and we will be back for the bottom of the second inning after this break on SummitCitySports.com.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
So I tell the truth all the time, ain't got no sympathy for no. I admit that I'm rich and I'm lit. Jumping up on stages, I get 200 occasions, but I ain't really the game on we made. Shut they trap down. They see how I made it, I'm the reason they won't rap now. See me out in traffic, make a hater pull his head down. Biggie's OG salute me, a stylist can't even style me. The robbers probably wanna get me on my pin, I Lamborghinis. The youngest turn in my city, they try me, I get it cracked. Some of this shit would happen if I never started rapping. My people them stay.
Getting ready for the bottom of the second inning. That was a tough inning for Logan Olinger. He had the error at shortstop, and then he came way in on the grass from short with runners on first and second. But here he recovers after bobbling a ground ball at short. Not only recovers, but steps on the bag to get the final out of inning number 2. Good job on the part of Olinger. I think he just took his eyes up a little too soon. Gavin Palladino will lead things off for Fairview here in the bottom of the second inning. Palladino, the 6-hole hitter in the Apaches lineup, and he takes up and away for ball 1. Palladino's hitting .375. Wyatt Bell playing in on the grass, just barely on the grass, as Palladino fouls that one into the seats, and somebody's got a temporary souvenir. They always ask the fans to return foul balls to the closest dugout. Swing and a miss, and that was a big hack by Palladino. He's got 12 RBIs and a home run. The 1-2 is off the plate. Count runs even at 2 apiece. And that one caught the corner for strike 3. Easton Adams with his second strikeout of this game. That'll send Gavin Garza to the plate. And now both corner infielders will come in. Garza's the center fielder for Fairview. Hicksville has 2 hits in this ball game. 1 so far for Fairview, as that pitch is a first pitch strike to Garza. It was Elijah Arend who has the only hit of this game for Fairview. That was downstairs. And the signal is that Garza did not swing around. Garza's only had 7 plate appearances coming into this game. He was in the field last night, but not in the batting order. That was against Wayne Trace, as he fouls this pitch off. The 1-2 on its way, and that one almost hits Garza. He's able to duck away from it. Fly ball in the air to center field. Beverly started in, but now he's got a track on it, and he makes the catch. That'll send the number 8 hitter Hunter Miller to the plate for Fairview. I think the Fairview dugout was shouting Miller time. Right now, the home plate umpire is explaining something to the Hicksville dugout. The way he was signaling, I wasn't sure if something was said over there. Well, whatever it was, he's making his way back to home plate. Hunter Miller, a .324 hitter. Finds himself hitting in the 8th spot. He's got 10 RBIs, but he comes up with the bases empty. That's taken right over the heart of the plate. And Miller's behind in this count 0-1. And again, first baseman Wyatt Bell is in on the grass. Third baseman Deacon Bell very close to the grass. And Miller behind in this count 0-2. Easton Adams already has a strikeout this inning. He's got 2 for the game. That's on the ground toward short. Yeezer has it. In time to first. 1, 2, 3 go the Apaches here in inning number 2. And I'll come back for the third inning in just a moment. You're watching the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic on SummitCitySports.com.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Top of the third here at Parkview Field in Fort Wayne, Indiana. We'll go ahead and give you a word from one of our sponsors, maybe a couple of them. We'll see how much time we have here. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. Tom Steel Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They will help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services. At Ottenweller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com to learn more. And Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in our area from ages 5 to 18. Jump on board. Together we can reach the summit. And I'm not sure if we have any high school volleyball broadcasts coming up later this week. Of course, this is the time of year when boys volleyball is taking place. Girls volleyball will start up again in the fall. We had Northrop at Homestead boys last night, and I'm not seeing any boys volleyball games on the schedule for this week. Meanwhile, here at Parkview Field, Hicksville will turn the lineup over. Colin Lavelle struck out his first time up. He comes up for the second time, facing Elijah Aaron. Elijah Aaron has 2 strikeouts as that ball's grounded towards short. Olinger makes the play. One hops it, not in time. That's going to be an infield hit for Colin Lavelle. One thing to take into account is, looks like that grass is still wet. We've had some rain here in the Fort Wayne area today. I think we had some rain very early this morning, and just a few hours after midnight. Then we also had some today at 2 o'clock, and it was kind of some small drops, as I could tell, as I was outside while the rain was falling, but it was coming down pretty consistently. Small drops, but a lot of them. There goes the runner. That ball's popped up to the left side. Olinger waits on it. He makes the catch, and wisely, Lavelle gets back to first. First pitch is in there for a called strike. Eli Lawrence is the batter. He walked his last time up. So far, Hicksville has out-hit Fairview 3-1. Throw back to first is not in time. Laced but foul off the screen. The count goes to 0-2. Throw back to first, not in time. I beg your pardon, it's actually Colin Level, not Lavelle. That's down and away. The count goes to 1-2. Aaron has a couple of strikeouts in this ball game, but Hicksville is threatened in each of the first 2 innings. They got the leadoff man aboard here in the third. They've threatened but haven't scored. Fairview threatened in the first but did not score. That's off the plate, ball 3. The count runs full. This count started at 3-0. But Lawrence has battled back to fill it up. Fouled off, and he stays alive. On the ground to short. Olinger gloves it, goes to second, and he got the lead runner. Lawrence safe at first, but that's going to send Jeff Keysbury to the plate. It was a smart play on the part of Olinger, recognizing he had the easier play to second. Would have been a long throw to first, but Keysbury stands in. His pitch on the way, and that is down for a ball. Popped up. That's playable, or so it appears. And that's actually going to fall out of play. Miller ran out of room. I thought at first that one might stay in play, but just crawls over the screen. And it's a 1-1 count on Jet Keysbury. Keysbury grounded into a 4-6-3 double play his last time up for Hicksville. That's up. Too tall to make it a strike. 2-1 the count. Fly ball well hit into right field. Scheininger back, and he makes the catch. Noah Scheininger tracks it down in right field. Hicksville strands a runner at first, but that's it. I'll show you that replay when I come back. Back after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
So I tell the truth all the time, ain't got no sympathy for no. I admit that I'm rich and I'm lit. Jumping up on stages, I get 200 kg, but I ain't really the game on we make. Shut they trap down. They see how I made it, I'm the reason they won't rap now. See me out in traffic, make a hater pull his head down. Biggie's OG salute me, a stylist can't even style me. The robbers probably wanna get me on my and I left
Getting ready for the bottom half of the third inning here between the Hicksville Aces and the Fairview Apaches. Time to get a few more words in from our sponsors. It's because of our sponsors that we're able to bring you high school sports here on SummitCitySports.com. Jolly Law Firm is the area's best criminal defense firm, helping defend the accused from the government. Whether you're facing an OWI or any other criminal accusation, Jolly Law Firm is the answer. Sioka Cleaning and Restoration, providing commercial cleaning services, including janitorial, water damage, and state-of-the-art disinfecting services throughout Northeast Indiana. Time to show you our latest replay. These replays, as always, are brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Noah Scheininger had to reach up over his head to make this catch to get Fairview out of the inning. It remains a scoreless ball game as we go to the bottom of the third. Some good defensive plays so far in this game. I believe each pitcher has 2 strikeouts. Elijah Aaron has 2. And Easton Adams also has 2 for Hicksville. Calvin Kepler is the batter. That pitch is upstairs. Kepler is the 9-hole hitter in Fairview's lineup. Two-0 pitch on the way, and that is down. 3-0 the count. That's a good pitch in there for a called strike. On the ground, that's past third. Past the diving bell for a base hit. And Kepler, the 9-hole hitter, is aboard to lead off the third for Fairview. Up until that hit, Elijah Aaron was the last Apache to come up with a base hit in this ball game. I'll see if I've got time to show you this replay. Might barely have enough. See where he put it. To the right of Deacon Bell. That was a tough play. Second into the game for the Apaches, and Elijah Aaron, the leadoff hitter, steps back to the plate. That throw's not in time. Kepler is safe. Kepler, the starting second baseman for the Apaches. Ball. A little bit downstairs. And with Wyatt Bell guarding the bag at first, there's a little extra room to the right side. And Kepler is safe as he slides back. Sun coming out as that pitch does catch the corner. And it's a 1-1 count on Aaron. We had some rain earlier today. That pitch also catches the corner. Fairview playing on short rest. They were at Wayne Trace last night. That throw is not in time. Paying a lot of attention to Kepler over there at first. Aaron's having a good season at the plate. He's hitting .380, 7 RBIs, and he comes up with a man on first. And he flies this one into right field. That's a late drop for Turnbull, and he can't make the catch. Aaron's got to slow down, but making the turn and going for third is Kepler. The throw's not going to get him, and on the throw to third, Aaron will take second. That's going to go as a single. Third hit of the game for Hicksville, and I'm calling it a single because Turnbull had to reach over his shoulder to make that catch. Never easy to make the catch reaching over your shoulder. He'll probably tell you he should have had it, but not an easy catch to make. Fairview's going to bring the infield in. Right now, Colin Level is the man back deepest on the infield. He's playing regular depth as this ball is popped up, and it's going to reach the seats. Logan Olinger is the batter. He walked his last time up. Somebody just said, catch that. Had to be somebody below us in the bleachers. Anthony Singer went after that ball. Bounding ball. The runner's going to come home. The throw goes to first, and he's safe. It's an infield single for Olinger. And not only that, an RBI as well. Olinger runs it out to get the infield single, and he does get the run across. I think Bell would have at least had a close play had he thrown it to the plate. I might run out of time to show you this replay. Had a squeeze play on. Throw goes to short. Yeager was there waiting for the throw, but into second is Olinger. Olinger squares again, gets it down. The runners are not going to be able to advance. Lawrence picks it up, was looking the runner back to third, and Aaron stays put with first base open. So as it is, the bases are loaded. It's going to go as an infield single for Shady Frisch. They actually did score that fly ball off the bat of Aaron as an error. Level drifts back. Wyatt and Deacon Bell are both in at first and third, and the first pitch is in for a called strike. 0-1 the count. Flared to the right side. That's trouble. That is going to get down for a base hit. Anthony Singer might just clear the bases. 2 runs are already in. And now it's about to be 3 runs in, or is it? They're going to call him safe. Oh, I thought Lawrence made that tag. As it is, it's a bases clearing triple for Singer. Anthony Singer, the leading run producer for these Apaches, comes through to make it a 4-0 lead for the Apaches. And Noah Scheininger will come to the plate. Scheininger had that reaching catch out in right field, and again the corner infielders come in trying to get a play at the plate, and the pitch is taken for a called strike. Down and in, and that's going to be ball 1. Scheininger popped out to second his last time up. Right now he's trying to put the ball in play, and if he can get it to one of these corner infielders, one of these middle infielders, there's a chance that he might be able to get Singer home. But the first baseman, Wyatt Bell, is in on the grass. Third baseman, Deacon Bell, playing in close to the grass. The ball got away. That was a swing and a miss for strike 3. Lawrence is going to throw down, but Bell did not have his foot on the bag. It does go as a strikeout, but because of the drop ball, Scheininger is safe. And Gavin Palladino will come up for Fairview. As he looks to add to this lead for the Apaches. They're already up 4-0. He squares to bunt. The throw comes down to second, and it's into the outfield. Singer's going to take home. Scheininger is into third. And Fairview leads it 5-0 over Hicksville. Still no outs here in the third. And now I'd be curious as to whether Palladino's swinging away with only a runner on third and nobody out. We'll see if a pitching change is made here. But this is the hit of the day so far. Anthony Singer lacing a triple down the right field line, and he put this in a tough spot for Turnbull. Turnbull playing him to pull, but there was a lot of room down that right field line. Now check this throw to the plate. Does Lawrence get the tag? It's close. I thought he got him watching it live. Saw the ump pointing at Lawrence. I wonder if he might have called him for blocking the plate. Now, it looked like he gave him somewhat of a lane. Take one quick look, but I may have to cut this before it's over because Palladino is about to go back to the plate. But again, watch this tag. And no, just two safe signals there. Just the umpire reiterating, nope, he's safe. As Palladino fouls this one off. It sure looked to me like Lawrence made that tag. But either way, it is 5-0 in favor of the Apaches. Palladino was a strikeout victim his last time up. No pitching change made just yet. Easton Adams still out there. And Palladino sends that foul off the screen. And it's an 0-2 count on Gavin Palladino. Still nobody out. He's at least trying to put the ball in play. You get some kind of sacrifice, ground out or sac fly. And that one gets away. The pitch was high. Lawrence has a chance. The runner falls down. And he's caught in a rundown. Throw back to the plate. Lawrence is there. And Lawrence has a chance to make the tag, and he got him. He got him. Lawrence makes the tag, and Scheininger is out on his way home. A long-awaited first out for the Aces this inning. Scheininger's taken off the bases. And hopefully I'll get a chance to show you that replay in a little bit. A wild pitch turns into a rundown because Scheininger lost his footing on the third base line. And meanwhile, I got to reset my count. The count is 1-2. Gavin Garza on deck. He flew out to center field his last time up. Swing and a miss. And a huge strikeout for Adams. That gets out number 2 as Gavin Garza comes to the plate. Meanwhile, the Trine Thunder have made it here to the ballpark. They'll be taking on Manchester University. That's the second game of our doubleheader here at the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic. Last night we had 2 Indiana high school games, Norwell versus Leo, and then Blackhawk Christian versus Lakewood Park. Trine and Manchester are both in Indiana, but that's a college game. These 2 teams are from the great state of Ohio, Hicksville and Fairview. Laced the other way, and that's a base hit. Gavin Garza with a 2-out knock. He hasn't been an everyday player this year for the Apaches, but he comes up with a hit with 2 outs. That'll send up the catcher, Hunter Miller. As I have it, 6 hits this inning for Fairview. 5 hits this inning, 6 for the game. And again, the Fairview dugout says Miller time. Now, Fairview's in the third base dugout today. And when the Tin Caps are here, the third base dugout is usually the visitors' dugout. Tin Caps usually set up shop in the first base dugout when they're playing a home game. But, they throw back to first, and Garza is safe. Throw back to first. And it looked like Bell dropped the ball that time. Still a 1-0 count on Hunter Miller. Five runs all this inning, swing and a miss. Did he foul that off? Yeah, he did foul it off. Garza's going to have to go back to first. It is a 1-1 count. A little hit and run going there, and at least it looked like a hit and run. And when you're trying to do the hit and run, the hitter has to swing no matter where the pitch is. The idea is to try and keep the catcher from reaching his glove forward. Of course, if the catcher reaches his glove forward and makes contact with the hitter's bat, that's where a catcher's interference call can come into play. But even so, it keeps the catcher from trying to reach his bat forward, which is easier to do when the hitter doesn't swing. That's why you swing when you've got a hit and run on. Delay the catcher's throw time. 2-2 the count. Flared into center field. Beverly coming in, and he makes the catch for out number 3, but it's a productive inning for the Apaches. They lead it 5-0 over Hicksville, and we are back after this break here on SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Five runs for the Fairview Apaches. All of those runs coming in the bottom of the third inning, and we're about to move to the top of the fourth inning. I'll go ahead and change my scoreboard here to show you that we are indeed moving on to the bottom of the third inning. And, of course, as always, want to thank our sponsors. It's because of our sponsors that we're able to bring you high school sports here on SummitCitySports.com. Online degree programs at the University of St. Francis are built for convenience and flexibility. Most degrees can be completed in 12 months. Visit online.sf.edu. Of course, I've got Matt Jackson running camera with me. He's a St. Francis graduate. He's also a Homestead graduate, and in 2 weeks, the PSM Baseball Classic will include the Homestead Spartans taking on the Carroll Chargers. I think there's a little rivalry between these two teams. I know there's a rivalry between Carroll and Homestead. Head coach Andy Singer said this about the Fairview-Hicksville matchup coming into this game. He said, "This has been a competitive game for many years. I graduated from Fairview," the I in this case is Andy Singer, "in 1996, and we have had many contests that were nail-biters. I don't believe it to be a rivalry, but it is always one that both teams know the kids will give it their all. So ask Andy Singer, and he'll tell you this isn't a rivalry. You might think it is a rivalry with both Fairview and Hicksville being so close to each other. But at least according to Andy Singer, Fairview grad and Fairview head coach, he doesn't consider it a rivalry. That pitch looked inside, but it's taken for a called strike. This is Deacon Bell at the plate. Wyatt Bell is the man on deck, standing in the Pizza Hut on-deck circle. That's on the ground towards short. Opliger gathers it. Low throw. And it's gathered over at first by Scheininger. Credit to Hunter Miller for backing up the throw, but Scheininger gets a whole lot of credit for that pick. Wyatt Bell will stand in now for the Aces. There is some action in both bullpens. I'm trying to look at who is in the pen for each squad as this ball is flared by Wyatt Bell to the right side, but coming in is Noah Scheininger. The Scheiningers making a play. They are shining here in inning number 4. Cole Yeager coming to the plate, and my apologies for mispronouncing that earlier. I'd gotten a text from Eli Lawrence. Eli Lawrence does play for Hicksville, but he also does play-by-play for us here at Summit City Sports. That's a called strike. So if you should ever get the chance to watch one of Eli's broadcasts, whether it's come the fall or maybe later this spring, should he get a chance, might be hard to get a chance to broadcast for Eli in the spring with him playing baseball at Hicksville. Schedule can get kind of busy. You play a lot when you play high school baseball, but should he have any broadcasts the remainder of this school year or on into next school year, may depend on where he goes to college next year, as that pitch is fouled out of play. Keep in mind that when he was in high school, he was driving across state lines to broadcast high school sports, whether it was high school football on a Friday or a basketball game, whether it be on a Friday night or a Saturday night, or I think he had a few midweek broadcasts during basketball season. That one does hit Cole Yeager, or did it? I thought it hit him. Are they going to say he backed into it intentionally? Yeager is not getting to take first. It is being called a ball, but I think they're saying he backed into it. That pitch too high. So Yeager does get the benefit of that call. You know he wants to be on first base. Of course, these home plate umpires have to make judgment calls. Every umpire has to make judgment calls. Say the same about referees in basketball or football or soccer. And, of course, in volleyball, I mean, yeah, you have long strings where the balls hit back and forth over the net, but that's a called strike 3. Boy, Yeager not going to be happy about how that at bat ended. He's going to ask for clarification. Probably thinks that was off the plate. And of course, when the pitch curves away, sometimes it's hard to judge that. But either way, we have played through the top of the 4th. The Apaches will come to bat one more time. And I will get a few more words in from our sponsors. Again, it is because of our sponsors that we're able to bring you high school sports here on SummitCitySports.com. Specialists in design, build, mechanical, and refrigeration. Visit TJWindustrial.com. The 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build Indiana. We are LIUNA. Earn your edge this season. PSM's Edge Training Program maximizes your athleticism through personalized performance training to reach your goals and get you to the next level. Visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com/edge to schedule your free consultation. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on X at 260sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now I'm going to get a look at a couple of these replays brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. My apologies, I don't think that replay took. There we go. There, now it took. So here's another look at this pitch to Yazer. That sure looked like it hit him. And I don't think he was intentionally trying to get in the way. Now, you know, the rule is you have to make an effort to get out of the way, but so often we see hitters back into where the ball's about to hit him, and I think they do that on accident a lot of times. You know, you see the ball coming right at you, and you try to judge, okay, which way do I got to move out of the way? And you have to remember the ball's moving too. Not just moving in the sense that it's being thrown, but it's changing direction sometimes as it is thrown. So sometimes you think you're about to back out of the way, you end up getting in the way. So sometimes the hitter gets the benefit of the doubt in a situation like that. Not the case that time. Let's see if we can see where this last pitch to Yazer ended up. Pitch was curving a little bit. Meanwhile, this is Calvin Kepler. The announcement was that it was Eli Lawrence, but Eli Lawrence plays for Hicksville. This is Kepler. He singled his last time up, and that was in the fourth inning. Fairview batted around in that game, and that is downstairs. Corner infielders playing in again. Another one downstairs. Top of the order, and Elijah Aaron due up next. But again, Kepler did hit safely his last time up, and that was what got that 5-run fourth inning started. 5-run third inning, I beg your pardon. We're now in the fourth. Bounced foul, and Singer reached over to his right just a little bit. Not enough to grab the ball. Again, the Trine Thunder are here getting ready to play Manchester. I believe that game's supposed to start about 7 o'clock. On the ground, hit softly towards second, but Colin Level has it, and he got him. The call is out, and that was the right call. Good throw by Level. Elijah Aaron has singled twice in this ball game. First pitch is fouled off by Aaron, and it's 0-1. That's called a strike, 0-2. Laced into center field, a base hit. And that one is tracked down in center by Beverly. I thought that was about to tail away from him. Instead, he gets to it. And Aaron has his third hit of the game. Logan Olinger will come to the plate. He had an RBI single his last time up, an infield single. That was what got the Apaches on the board. Grounded toward third. Bell's going to have a chance. His throw to second is off the glove of Level. Everybody's safe. It's definitely going to be an error. I've got that as the third error of this game against Hicksville. Probably call it on Level. Shady Frisch will come up. He hit safely his last time up. And he's going to step out as Adams steps off. And a pitch has not been thrown at this point. That is Ryan Miser, the head coach for Hicksville, coming out there. And He did have a guy warming up in the bullpen. We'll see if he makes a change here. Not making a change yet, probably just trying to help settle Adams down. Yeah, he hasn't called for the ball at this point. Yeah, he's going to leave him out there, it looks like. Shady Frisch 1 for 2 in this ball game. He comes up with runners on first and second. Wyatt Bell in on the grass. Deacon Bell in on the grass. Not quite as far as Wyatt is. Frisch does put down a bunt, but it's foul. With a 1-strike count, there's a chance he might be bunting again here. Rule of thumb is you don't want to bunt it back to the pitcher. You got to get the ball down on the ground. Can't help but wonder if Aaron might get a bigger lead here at second. It's a swing away and it's fouled off. That probably takes away the bunt attempt here with 2 strikes, because if Frisch were to bunt and he fouls it off with 2 strikes, it's a strikeout. That's upstairs, 1-2. Time called by the home plate umpire. Frisch backs out. He's got a 1-2 count. That one breaks in and it misses the zone. Count goes to 2-2. There's a lot of space on the left side of that infield. On the ground, hit toward short. No throw. Frisch got up the line quickly, and everybody's safe. That'll go as an infield single, second hit this inning for the Apaches. And Anthony Singer, who's already driven in 3 runs, comes back up again. It was a 3-run triple his last time up, and he absolutely drove it down the right field line. That one's hit to short. Throw goes to second. They get 1, and the relay is not in time. The run will score, and Fairview is on top 6-0 now. If Singer doesn't beat that throw, the inning's over, and Fairview comes up empty, but they do get a run. And Noah Scheininger will stand in. He made an impressive catch out in right field. Brother Jonah made an impressive play at first. Now, Jonah's not in the batting order today, but Noah is. Scheininger did strike out his last time up, but the pitch was bobbled behind the plate. And Scheininger was safe on his way to first. Runners on the corners for the Apaches. There goes the runner Singer, and the pitch is fouled out of play as the Manchester Spartans were over there in the right field concourse. It looks like everybody's okay over there. They were waiting for Manchester to throw the ball back in. That was what the delay was for. Yeah, here at the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic, they do ask that foul balls be returned to the dugout. They returned it to the field that time. Now they got the ball back. Adams is ready to deliver. There goes Singer, swing and a miss. Singer's in a rundown. That run is going to count because this is not a force play. Singer trying to get to second. He's out. The run does count because it's not a force play, so it's 7-0 Fairview. That means that Scheininger will come to bat in the 5th inning when we get to that point. But we've played through 4, and Fairview's got a 7-0 lead over Hicksville. Back after this.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
We move on to the top of the 5th inning. Fairview got 2 runs that inning. Kind of interesting how they came about. Here's the first run. Actually, this is the second run. This is the run that made it 7-0. The Apaches had a double steal on here. Singer gets caught halfway between first and second. The run does score because even if Singer is tagged out, it's not a force play. He just has to make sure he's not tagged out before the run scores. But the run scored first. So Singer, even though he's out, gets a run home with that double steal. Here's Garrett Turnbull to lead things off here in the top of the 5th. That's a swing and a miss with a breaking ball. I think Aaron's still on the mound. Turnbull struck out his last time up. And that's down and in for ball 1. Not a whole lot of strikeouts today for Aaron. He does have 2 strikeouts, but only 3 hits surrendered. So far, Hicksville has not gotten any runs. That's bounced foul behind third. Ryan Miser, the head coach for Hicksville, will chase that one down. Looks like some Hicksville fans have found a spot there in the Ruoff Mortgage lawn seating area. Count is 1-2. Swing and a miss. And Turnbull is down on strikes. That'll send Michael Bleck to the plate. Bleck grounded into a fielder's choice his last time up. I believe that ended up being the last out of the 2nd inning. He's got the leadoff hitter Colin Level due up next. Trying to get a board for the top of the order, and he takes that one downstairs. You hear a lot of talk about hitters trying to turn the lineup over. Right now, Michael Bleck is trying to get a board for the top of his order. Anthony Singer playing in on the grass at third. That pitch is called a strike. It's a 1-1 count. The 1-1 off the plate for a ball. 2-1 count. Bounce towards short. That's going to be Opliger's play, and it gets away from Scheininger. Skipped off the glove of Olinger, and that'll be an error. Second error, I believe, against Fairview. The throw was a little wide, but looked like it was catchable for Scheininger. And indeed, Bleck does get a board for the top of the order. Olinger's had some struggles at short, but that was a throw that certainly was catchable. At least it looked to be. Especially since we've seen Scheininger make some good picks over there at first base. Throw back to first is not in time. Seven 0, one down here in the fifth inning for Hicksville. Count here is 0-1. Another throw to first. That's not in time. Scheininger turns around just to make sure that Bleck is still on the back. So if he gets up off of it and time isn't called, he can make the tag. Now, of course, if not really sure what that sound was. But either way, I think that's Andy Singer coming out to have a word with Elijah Aaron. He's paying a lot of attention to Bleck over there at first base. Again, we've got Trine versus Manchester set to play next here at the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic. Yeah, Aaron's going to stay in the ball game. This is mid at bat. He's really only thrown one pitch, but he's paying a lot of attention to Bleck over at first. And I wonder if Coach Singer's maybe trying to tell him, hey, it's time to focus on the plate now. Another throw to first. And again, Bleck is safe. He continues to pay a lot of attention. There is an arm in the pen. That's Ethan Wonderly. This pitch is popped up and out of play. Count goes to 0-2. Jaden Beverly would hit next. And that one skips away from Miller. That's going to allow Bleck to take off for second. And he's into scoring position. Count goes to 1-2. Still just one down. Lavell's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Level. Colin Level. He struck out but also singled. And he takes that one upstairs. That's down and away. The count runs full. Aaron had this at an 0-2 count. And a huge opportunity here for the Aces. Swing and a miss. Level goes down on strikes. That'll send up Jaden Beverly. Beverly, one of the top run producers for these Aces this year. He's 1-2 and 1 for 2 in this game. A single and a pop out to short. That's a long throw, and that actually hits Bleck right in the foot, and he is down. Ryan Miser's going to go take a look at him, and he may call for the trainer. Bleck gets up. As he did, though, it looked like he was in some pain. I'm going to take a quick injury timeout here.
Game day, the moment athletes live for. The intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays, and while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Well, Bleck's going to stick this one out. Slap foul and out of play by Jaden Beverly. It's the first pitch he's seen. Bleck got hit on the pickoff throw by Aaron. I think it was Kepler who went to cover the bag. Kepler is covering the bag right now at second. That leaves a lot of space on the right side of that infield. No throw this time. Aaron looked back but did not throw. That's a breaking ball in there for a strike, and the count is 0-2. I believe the fourth inning was the only inning this game where Hicksville didn't get a runner on base. Bleck reached on an error here in the fifth. That's going off the screen. It'll stay 0-2, and Bleck's still alive here in this fifth inning. And again, no throw from Aaron. Like he kind of slipped as he made his turn. Again, a lot of space on the right side of that infield. And almost caught. Had Miller caught that pitch, it would be a strikeout. But it pops out of his glove. Because it's a foul ball, Beverly's still alive. That's ball one. Scheininger playing in and right field. Swing and a miss. That ball's in the dirt. Miller's going to have to throw down, and he gets the out, completes the strikeout. And we'll go to the bottom of the fifth. I think that's only the sixth strikeout. 6th strikeout for Elijah Aaron in this ball game. And with a 7-0 lead, Fairview will come to bat in the bottom of the fifth. Back after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
So I tell the truth all the time, ain't got no sympathy for no. I admit that I'm rich and I'm lit. Jumping up on stages, I get 200 occasions, bro. Ain't really the game, all we make. Shut they trap down. They see how I made it, I'm the reason they won't rap now. See me out in traffic, make a hater pull his head down. Biggie's OG salute me, a stylist can't even style me. The robbers probably wanna get me on hopping out Lamborghinis. The youngest turn in my city, they try me, I get it cracked. Some of this still would happen if I never started rapping. My people don't.
Noah Scheininger did not get to finish his at-bat last time around. That was in the bottom half of the fourth inning. That was where Fairview put on the double steal, got a run out of it, but Singer was tagged out between first and second. So Scheininger will now restart his at-bat as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Scheininger, Palladino, and Garza due up for the Apaches here in inning number 5. Scheininger has reached base once in this ball game. He did strike out, but because of a pass ball, he got to take first. As I recall, there was nobody there to cover the bag. That's taken down low for ball one. There is some action in the pen. Swing and a miss. I think that's still Adams there on the bump for the Aces. As that pitch gets away from Lawrence. And the count goes to 2-1. Fairview loaded up the bases in each of the last 2 innings. They got 5 runs in the third, 2 more in the fourth. Count is 3-1 after that last pitch. Fly ball lifted into left center field. Beverly runs back, and he's got the catch. Never easy to track down those fly balls in center field, although the best center fielders will make it look easy. But Beverly did exactly what he was supposed to do there. Started with his drop step. And was able to make a play on the ball as Palladino fouls this one off. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Home dugout saying Dino. Of course, today the home dugout is the third base dugout. Usually the home dugout here is the first base dugout. At least that's the case when the Tin Caps are in town. They're in South Bend this week. That pitch is right over the plate for a called strike. 1-2 the count. The Caps are the High A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This is their home ballpark. That's grounded to first. Wyatt Bell is right on it, and he'll step on the bag. Gavin Garza's 1 for 2 in this ball game. He singled his last time up. He'll come up with 2 down in the fifth. The Aces trying to play one more inning. Fairview has not threatened here in the fifth inning at all. They did load up the bases last inning, got 2 runs out of it. They'd love to have gotten some more. They take the 2 runs that they get, though. Again, there is action in the pen for Fairview. On the ground towards third, Deacon Bell charges, makes the throw. It's wide, but there's the tag from Wyatt Bell. Wyatt Bell stays with the play, and we'll go to the 6th inning. Fairview leading 7-0 over Hicksville on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Fairview Apaches with a 7-0 lead as we go on to the 6th inning here at Parkview Field. This is the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic. That's Hunter Miller coming out of the dugout, and he was on deck. At the end of that 5th inning, so he had to go back in and get the rest of his gear on, but now he's all geared up. As Fairview is all geared up trying to hold on to this 7-0 lead. Now, only giving up 3 hits in the ball game Have been a couple of errors from the Aces, but Fairview has managed to out-hit Hicksville, as I have it 8-3 so far in the game. Meanwhile, Elijah Aaron has kind of started to pile up the strikeouts. He's got 6 strikeouts in this ball game so far. I believe he's going to face Deacon Bell, Wyatt Bell, and Cole Yazer. But check that, Eli Lawrence. It's Lawrence, Keysbury, and then Deacon Bell to round out the order for the Hicksville Aces. Eli Lawrence 0 for 1 with a walk so far today, but he comes in as one of the top run producers for Hicksville. Right now he's looking to get on base and get a rally started for the Aces. Of course, you've probably heard Eli Lawrence in some of his broadcasts for us at Summit City Sports. He's done basketball for us. He's done football for us. In fact, he did a whole lot of football and basketball this school year so far, and I think he even did a couple of soccer games as well. Aaron's ahead in this count, though, 0-1. In the dirt, ball 1. And that one hits him. Lawrence will take his base. That's going to send Jet Keysbury to the plate. Keysbury's 0 for 2 so far in this game. Grounded into a 4-6-3 double play back in the first. Then flew out to right his last time up. But he comes up with a man aboard, and Hicksville looking to rally. And Lawrence is safe as he digs in on the pickoff attempt. Looks like Singer has made the move over to first base. Swing and a miss. That is technically the first pitch that Keysbury has seen in this at-bat. Right now, no action in the pen. And for Aaron, this is his 6th inning of work. As that pitch misses downstairs. And yes, that is still Aaron out there on the mound, number 15. Or is that a 19 on the jersey? If it's 19, it's Ethan Wonderly. That actually might be Wonderly who's on the mound right now. Count is 1-1. And that's ball 2. It's either Wonderly or Shininger. Josiah Shininger. Laced into left field, and that is down. That's a base hit. Lawrence makes his turn. He'll pull in at second as Keysbury gets a single early on here in the 6th. That'll send Deacon Bell to the plate with runners on first and second for the Aces. Bell squares to bunt. The pitch is a ball. Boy, Olinger coming way in over there at short. This time Bell does not square. Of course, the downside of coming in that far onto the grass from shortstop is line drive gets over your head a lot more easily. Bell was squaring to bunt on the first pitch he saw. Did not square on the last one. See what he does here on the 1-1. He pops this one up to the right side. Singer has the catch. And that's out number 1. Everybody goes back to their respective base. And that'll send Wyatt Bell to the plate. Wyatt Bell at the plate, Cole Yazer on deck. It started with Eli Lawrence getting hit by a pitch. Jet Keysbury singled down the left field line. And then the pop out by Deacon Bell. Wyatt Bell trying to get a run home for the Aces. Made good contact, but that pitch is fouled off. Yeah, that looks like a 19 on the jersey there, so that would be Ethan Wonderly, who's on the mound for Fairview. Wonderly has pitched 9 2/3 innings so far this year, a 5.07 ERA. Swing and a miss. Gets ahead in the count 0-2. Big pitch coming up here for Wonderly. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball. That gets the second out of this inning. That'll send up Cole Yazer. Yazer playing as the shortstop today. Grounded into a fielder's choice. And then also struck out. He takes off the plate there. Inning started with Lawrence getting hit by a pitch. And then Jet Keysbury with the single, 4th hit of the game for Hicksville. But since then, Deacon Bell has popped out and Wyatt Bell has struck out. Can Yazer get on base to keep this inning going? Maybe even get a run across. A base hit probably gets a run in. Extra base hit probably gets 2 in. Especially in a ballpark like this, an extra base hit has a chance to get 2 runs in. This being a minor league ballpark, there's a lot more space in the outfield than what you typically see at a high school ball field. That does catch the zone, 2-1 the count. Again, a lot of space between first and second. Swing and a miss. That evens the count at 2 apiece. You see there Wonderly went to the inner part of the plate. Now, you don't have to pull the ball when the ball's pitched to the inner part of the plate. That's typically the best thing to do when the ball's pitched to the inner part of the plate. Get one on the outer part of the plate, that's a good time to knock it the other way. Breaking ball, and it missed. Huge payoff pitch coming up here. Is it bases loaded, inning over, or a run across? Or possibly 2 runs across. An extra base hit could certainly accomplish that. The runner's going with a 3-2 count, and it's ball 4. Hicksville has loaded the bases. And they got a real threat going here in the 6th. As Garrett Turnbull will step to the plate. Miller's going to have a little chat with Wonderly. Meanwhile, there is some action in the pen for the Fairview Apaches. Turnbull 0 for 2. He struck out twice, and that was with Elijah Arend on the mound. So far this inning, a hit batter, a base hit, a pop out, a strikeout, and a walk. That's led to Garrett Turnbull coming up. This is either the last batter of this inning or a run or two across. And if that were a little more to the right, it may have been a run across. Instead, it's a foul ball behind third. Now, that's a dead ball, so Wonderly doesn't have to worry about anybody advancing. But the ball does get away from him on the throw. That's up and away, ball one. It's a chance for Hicksville to get on the board. Popped him up. Olinger's under it. It's his call and his catch. And the Apaches get out of the jam. Hicksville gets a hit batter, a single, and a walk. But they come up empty as we get ready to go to the bottom of the sixth. And now it's time to hear from one more sponsor. Again, it's because of our sponsors that we're able to bring you high school sports here on SummitCitySports.com. Well, Academy Drills and Skills is going on through May 28th of this year, so another month left in the camp series. Camps go on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. We'll probably start up again this coming August. It's for kids grades pre-K through 12th. You'll get to work on dribbling, shooting, passing, and defense. For more information, call 260-444-2788 or go online to www.always100basketball.net. Speaking of basketball, we do have MVP basketball going on tonight. It's the MVP Basketball All-Star Game. I think that was supposed to start around 6 o'clock was when that was supposed to start, and it looks like they are underway. And it looks like right now it is a game going on. It's the Rim Wreckers versus the Jammers. And right now the Rim Wreckers have a 16-6 lead in the first quarter. Of course, in those MVP games, anything can happen. Anything can happen here at Parkview Field as well. Right now, Fairview has a good-sized lead. They're up 7-0, but that doesn't mean comebacks are not impossible. We have seen some crazy things happen here at the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic. Not quite to the degree of a 7-run comeback. At least I haven't seen it since covering it. But you never know what could happen. But for that to happen, Hicksville has to get through a clean inning here. Now, they could give up 1 run or 2 runs and still have a chance to bat in the 7th. But they need to come all the way back if they do. Grounded to short. Yazer has it. Throws to first in time, and Miller is retired. That'll send at the bottom of the order with Calvin Kepler. Kepler's 1 for 2. He has singled and grounded out. Fairview's looking for 3 runs. Hicksville, if you're being honest, they're looking to make this a clean inning. They don't want to give up even 1 run or 2 runs. Being down 7-0 is enough. But the Aces want the chance to come to bat in the top of the 7th. That pitch is down. That'd make it a 2-0 count. Remember, Trine versus Manchester is next. I believe Manchester's going to be the home team. Although by the looks of things, the Spartans appear to be wearing their home whites underneath their black sweatshirts. But I'm seeing some home whites from the Trine Thunder as well. Of course, they're wearing blue sweatshirts. This one's popped up to the left side. Yazer has the call and has the catch. Next man up would be Elijah Arend. Well, so far he's had the best day at the plate. He takes that one downstairs for a ball. He's 3 for 3. He's pitched 5 innings on the mound. That's Shady Frisch, who goes back there to grab that loose baseball. On the ground, is that a fair ball? No, foul. Just to the left. Coach Singer thought it went over the bag. From here, I thought it went over the bag. Aaron had 4 for 4 on his mind. Might have to cut this a little early, but let's take a look. Now I'm going to have to cut it a little earlier than I wanted to because here's the pitch. And it's up and away. Try to give it one more look here. Does this ball go over the bag? Can you tell if it goes over the bag? It's close. That pitch is a strike. Meanwhile, the count here is 2-1. 2-2, rather. On the ground to first. Bell gathers, and he'll step on the bag for the final out of this 6th inning. We'll go to the 7th. Hicksville looking for a rally. Down 7. We're back after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
Going line, so I tell the truth all the time. Ain't got no sympathy for no. I admit that I'm rich and I'm lit. Jumping up on stages, I get 200 a kg, but I ain't really the game up. We make sure they trap down. They see how I made it, I'm the reason they won't rap now. See me out in traffic, make a hater pull his head down. Biggie's OG salute me, a stylist can't even style me. The robbers probably wanna get me on my and I Lamborghinis. The youngest turn in my city, they try me, I get it cracked. Some of this still would happen if I never started rapping. My people don't.
Well, this is the last chance for the Hicksville Aces. As they try to break through, not only get their first run of the game, but come back from 7 runs down. Not an easy thing to do, but crazy things can happen in the game of baseball, especially at the PSM Baseball Classic. But to be honest, I haven't seen anything as crazy as a 7-run comeback at these games before. But anything's possible. Looks like we've got a pinch hitter coming up for the Aces. That's Paxton Yoder. Paxton Yoder's played 5 games this year. Has 8 plate appearances. Fouls off the first pitch he gets. Batting .265 on the year with 9 hits. All 9 of those hits have been singles. And I do believe that's Wonderly who's out there on the mound. It'd be his 2nd inning of work as Yoder had to back away from that pitch. Top of the order is due up next with Colin Level. On the ground to the right side, Singer vacates the bag and throws it away. Miller backs up the play, but the leadoff man is aboard for the Aces here in inning number 7. Well, again, crazy things can happen at the PSM Baseball Classic. That error is going to go on Singer. He vacated the bag, and, you know, sometimes the first baseman has to do that, especially on a ball hit to the 3-4 hole like that. When that happens, the pitcher's got to go over and cover the bag. It seemed like Wonderly didn't really get a good jump to the bag. Colin Level at the plate, 1 for 3. He struck out twice, but he also has a single. Gets that to third. It's gloved at third. The throw to second is in time. As Colin Kepler gets the lead runner. That's Calvin Kepler, I beg your pardon. Jaden Beverly, 1 for 3 as well. He singled and popped out and also struck out, trying to keep this ball game going. He takes that one off the plate. Hit well to short, bobbled it short by Olinger. His throw is not in time. Singer couldn't gather it. And I beg your pardon, I think that's Aaron who's over at short nowadays. Yeah, that's Aaron who's at short, so a change in position. And another error committed by the Apaches. So Eli Lawrence, who's got 7 RBIs this year, comes up with a scoring chance for Hicksville. He hits it hard. That's a base hit. They are not going to send the runner. Throw comes back to third. It's backed up by Miller at the plate, but Eli Lawrence with a single to load up the bases. They'll send Jet Keysbury to the plate. And while you certainly wouldn't want to give up an out here, even a fly ball to the outfield might be deep enough to get the run home. Now, sacrifice fly makes it 2 outs in the inning, and for Fairview, no doubt they'd give up the run if it means getting the out. Being up 7 as this ball's lifted down the left field line. That's going foul and well out of play into the Evans Toyota field boxes. Jet Keysbury officially 1 for 3 in this ball game. He singled his last time up. And he's trying to get a run home. It's a big lead over there at third for Colin Level. Infield playing back. Probably trying to get a potential double play here. That one does catch the corner. The count goes to 1-2. It's rally cap time for the Aces. They haven't led at any point in this ball game. They were close to getting a run on the board moments ago. But that's ball 2, and they still have a chance to get one across the board. Wind is blowing out toward the right field foul pole. Popped him up. It's called for by Wonderly, and he'll make the catch in foul territory. That's a huge out because not only is it the second out of the inning, puts Hicksville down to its last out, but it also does not allow a run to score. Deacon Bell stands in. Base is still loaded for Hicksville. The first pitch is in for a called strike. Count goes to 0-1. Another big lead for Level. Up the middle. That's through for a base hit. That'll get 1 run in. Might be 2. The throw comes to the plate. He missed the tag. Miller missed the tag. Both runs are in, and we're still playing here at Parkview Field. 2-run single, Deacon Bell. And Wyatt Bell will come up trying to keep the game going. Still some ducks on the pond for the Aces. Cole Yazer would be the next man up. Inning started with Paxton Yoder reaching on an error, and now I think that's Andy Singer coming out to check on his pitcher. Already started the at-bat, so probably just checking on him at this point, trying to get him to settle down as well. This is, I'd say, the biggest threat that Hicksville has had in this ballgame. Now, they have loaded the bases in this ballgame, but this is the first time they've been able to cash in, and now they've got a real chance to keep cutting to this deficit. Wonderly gets ready to take the bump again. Foul tipped it into the glove. That'll make it a 1-1 count. Bell had already started the at-bat before Singer came out of the dugout to have a word with Ethan Wonderly. Lace down the left field line, but that is foul. Lands in the bullpen, and the Aces are down to their last strike. They got a threat going. It's still going at this point. Can they get another run across? Obviously, they need 5 to tie this game, 6 to take the lead. 6 more, that is. But they got to deal with the runners on base. And right now, they only have 2 runners on base. That will, of course, change if Bell should reach, and he still has a chance to. That's a breaking ball down and away. Count goes to 2-2. Manchester versus Trine coming up after this game. But Hicksville does not want this game to end just yet. Fly ball hit well into left field. Frisch with a long run, and he will make the catch, and the Apaches will win this game. Hicksville put on a little threat there in the top of the 7th, but Fairview comes away with a win. 7-2 is your final. And it's time to recognize our Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game, and that player is going to be Elijah Aaron, leadoff hitter for Fairview, and also the starting pitcher for Fairview. He goes 5 shutout innings on the mound, throws 6 strikeouts, and at the plate he goes 3 for 4. Scores a couple of runs in the process. Elijah Aaron, your PSM player of the game. The Fairview Apaches win it 7-2 over the Hicksville Aces, and that is going to do it from Parkview Field. For my cameraman Matt Jackson, this is Thad Goff saying see you in a few as Trine takes on Manchester. That'll be about half an hour from now. You're watching the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic here on SummitCitySports.com.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score,